The GR Supra is arguably one of the most moddable cars out there. So today I'm gonna show you guys where to start. What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, my name is Eamon. This is my 2021 GR Supra. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys my opinion on where you should start modifying one of these cars. And not necessarily just one of these cars, it's gonna apply to a whole bunch of other cars, any other BMW, or honestly anything else pretty much. With that said, guys, we're not gonna stall any longer. We're just gonna get right into it, into my first thing, and that is the cliche, a downpipe. So if you guys didn't know, this Supra has the legendary BMW B58. I'm sure you guys heard all the memes at this point. Downpipe in a tune. Well, they say that for a reason. These cars, these engines specifically, can push a lot of power with just a downpipe and a tune. So again, this is the B58 from factory. This 2021 model has about 380 crank horsepower. I don't know the exact number, but I believe it's about 340-ish to the wheel. Someone can correct me down in the comments if you'd like. But you can easily get way more power out of this thing with just a downpipe and a tune. Now, the reason why I'm not including tune on this list is because, well, not all these cars are actually tunable. There's a lot of technicalities with that, but if you guys have a 2020 Supra, you most likely can tune it. But again, this is a 2021, so you can't easily tune it. But we're gonna put the downpipe because the downpipe doesn't matter if your ECU is locked or not. Now, yes, in order to really take full advantage of the downpipe and the potential power, you do need to tune it, but regardless, you can still get a little more power and you can get a lot better sound. Now, there's a few routes you can go in terms of downpipe. You can get a catless downpipe, which is way cheaper. There's no catalytic converter. The downside with that is you're gonna get the smell, you're gonna get a check engine light, and then you also can't pass your emissions inspections if you live somewhere like New Jersey, New York, or California. However, if you're willing to spend more money, and honestly a good amount more money, you can get a catted downpipe like I did, an MST one. But regardless, whichever one you choose to go for, I think a downpipe is a must-have mod for a GR Supra, any B58 engine. The nice thing is too with these cars is the downpipe is actually super easy to install. So if you guys are gonna do this work yourself, the downpipes on these cars are actually super easy to get to. It's actually that right there. You can probably see the O2 sensors, but they're super easy to get to, super easy to change. Just don't do it in the freezing cold like I did. As you guys could tell, it did recently snow. We still have a whole bunch of ice on the cars. It's about like 20 degrees Fahrenheit right now. But yeah, so that's gonna be my first item on the list, a downpipe for your Supra. Now, since we're already in the engine bay, I'm gonna go for my second mod, and that is an intake, but not just any intake, guys. You can get an intake which starts about right over here, but I would suggest getting an intake that also has an air inlet. So you guys can see this clamp, it goes from that clamp down to your turbo. So that from factory has a big like muffler on it, and it reduces the sound of the car a lot. So if you guys get an intake, not for the power, but just for the sound, you can really enhance like the turbo whistle noise on these cars. And again, don't just stop at the intake, get the air inlet, which some intakes will actually come with, because that will just improve the sound that much more. Again, they're pretty easy to install. They sound really good. And overall, guys, this is a sports car. Like, you want it to sound good. That's one of its best features. So that's why I think enhancing the sound is one of the key things with this car. All right, my next mod on this car is gonna be wheel spacers and wheels in general. So a lot of people, when they get a car like this, they automatically want to get aftermarket wheels. Guys, these cars actually have really nice factory wheels. Don't splurge your money on getting a different set of wheels. Just refinish these wheels, get some wheel spacers, improve the fitment that much more, and then just rock them. Unfortunately, Toyota decided to make them this like bicolor design. Now mine is currently tricolor because I have the color of brake dust all over these, but you know, again, it's winter, it's snowing, just give me a break, guys. But yeah, anyways, they look really bad from a distance, but trust me, if you guys finish these wheels in a different color, let's see if we can get the other side where it's not so harsh on the sun. If you guys refinish these wheels in one color, I swear, man, they look so good. As a matter of fact, a lot of people with G-Series BMWs will actually seek out these wheels and buy them for their cars. That's a big thing, but no one just uses the bicolor design. They'll strip down the paint, they'll refinish them in like just aluminum or gloss black. So personally, guys, don't just look at these wheels and say, these are ugly, I wanna get aftermarket wheels. Trust me, these wheels are actually nice. It's just the bicolor look that's throwing them off. So keep your wheels, save the money, and just refinish them, maybe about like 500 bucks at a professional shop, or a lot of people even do it themselves. Now, the other thing, like I was saying, is wheel spacers. I know that's technically a different mod, whatever, either way, just get wheel spacers because these things don't necessarily fit the best. So right now the fitment's pretty good, but that's because I have some 15 mil wheel spacers. Without them, the wheels are sunken in and you don't have the best fitment. So if you improve the fitment of the wheels and then the color of the wheels, these things will look sick. I'm still working on it. Again, maybe I'll do that in the spring because it's so freezing right now. In the front, I do have 13 mil wheel spacers, which personally, guys, let me actually close the hood so you can see it a little better. Personally, guys, I feel like you can actually go a little bigger on the front here. You can probably even go with 15 mil. So maybe 15 mil wheel spacers on the stock wheels all around. Again, technically not a mod, but a good place to start. If you want to eventually get some aftermarket wheels, that's fine, but at least keep these. Even if you make these like your winter set or something. I don't know, these are such nice wheels. And people with BMWs, especially G series BMWs, they buy them off Supra owners for so cheap because Supra owners don't usually see the potential of these wheels, but those BMW guys, they always do. Anyways, the next mod on the list, guys, is gonna be lowering springs. Not coilovers, but lowering springs. These cars have amazing suspension from factory. They have some like fancy EDC, electronic dampening control. I believe it's like magnetic ride or something, I don't know. More than I can understand, but the point is they have some fancy struts. So don't get coilovers and getting rid of that unless you wanna go like full on track build. If you wanna go full on track build, I mean, that's a whole other story. I'm really aiming this for people who are like street driving their cars. So personally, I would say avoid coilovers, get lowering springs. They're way cheaper. They can lower your car just a bit. Now, these cars from factory are already a good height. They actually look pretty decent, but they are a sports car and you do want this car to be low, at least reasonably low. Like you guys can tell right now, my car isn't like slammed. Like look at the wheel gap in the rear. It's definitely not slammed. Like we can even go lower than this. And then look at the front as well. So definitely not bad. Again, I'm on H&R lowering springs. It lowered it, I think it was like an inch in the front and like 0.8 of an inch in the rear. I can't remember the exact numbers. And then from the front, we actually still have a good amount of clearance. But again, I think avoid coilovers. They're very expensive. And again, unless you're tracking this car, it's not worth it. Go for lowering springs. They're cheaper. They'll get you a good ride height. And then also you can maintain your fancy struts that come factory on this car. So the next item on my list is gonna be a front lip. Now, I think this is overall a really good looking car if the sun wants to stop ruining the image here. But there's something about the front that to me just looks a little goofy. So in my opinion, guys, get a front lip. You don't even have to go for a carbon one, just like a gloss black one. Get rid of this like, I don't know, short chin, whatever you wanna call it on the front. I'm trying to find a good angle and good lighting here, guys, but just bear with me. Yeah, just overall, the front just looks a little goofy to me. I think the rear of this car is one of the best, especially with these hips and all that. Like the rear, in my opinion, needs nothing. Like this factory diffuser already looks awesome, but the front, again, it could really use a front lip. You can get them pretty cheap. You can get a Maxton one for a couple $100. Again, you don't have to get a fancy carbon one, guys. Like you can get carbon if you wanted to, but gloss black, I think, will make a huge difference in itself. You don't have to go carbon, but just, yeah, overall, get a front lip. It'll make your car look so much better. All right, moving on to the next mod, which is gonna be my only one in the interior, and that is a custom steering wheel. Now, from factory, guys, these have one of the ugliest steering wheels. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's in my head because it is, by the way, look at that. Anyways, I don't know because it has a Toyota badge. I just feel like it's a Corolla or a Camry, but these steering wheels are pretty ugly. If you guys have the red interior, it's even worse because you have like half red. It's really weird looking. Just get a custom steering wheel, one maybe with like some carbon over here. Don't get all the carbon around the wheel. Don't overdo it, but just get a nice, tasteful one. It'll really transform the interior of your car. Now, I know some of these mods, guys, I don't necessarily have myself, but I have these mods on other cars. Like, I had custom steering wheels on my 330i. I have one on my G80 M3. So I know just out of experience, and I am gonna get one on the Supra, so don't call me a hypocrite because I don't have some of these mods. I'm working on it. Again, guys, it is currently freezing. I am doing these things myself as well. I already started, and I'm gonna continue doing it. So if I don't have these mods, I will hopefully in the future. So if you guys wanna see me install these mods, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, because I'll make videos about all that. But yeah, point is, custom steering wheel will really transform the interior of this car. I'm still debating which one to get, not for the design per se, but the color. And that's gonna be for other reasons, which I'm not gonna talk about in this video. But anyways, moving on, the next thing I think you should do to this car, and pretty much any car, honestly, is window tint. I don't know what it is, but this car, there's something funny about this like roof line here. I think it's because this is like skinnier than it gets wider here. There's something off about it. and it used to just stand out a lot more before the window tint, but after getting 20% ceramic XPEL window tints, it looks way better. So like I said, guys, this is 20%. Windshield, we have none, and then the rear window here, we have 20% as well. It just makes the car look so much better, maybe because it's also black. I'm not sure if you guys have another color card if we'll do the same thing, but again, there's something just off about the window before to me. Like, is it just me? Am I crazy? I always thought there was something off about the window design on these cars, but the window tint severely helped it. I think the car looks way better. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Again, I know I went through a few items pretty quickly, but this was just to give you an idea of some starter mods you can do. There's still so much more you can do to your car. You can do a wing, you can do a full exhaust system, and that's a whole other world. There's just so much you can do to these Supras. Like, it's like absolutely endless. Just the amount of like front lip variations on this car is absolutely crazy. But anyways, with that said, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. So if you guys wanna see more videos about the Supra, if you guys wanna see me do some of those mods that I talked about that I don't have on yet, I will be making those videos hopefully sometime soon. And if you guys want to see the mods that I talked about that I already have on the car, I already have videos out about those ones. So go check out my channel. But anyways, with that said, this video is pretty much done. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Some of y'all don't listen at all. This ain't they be pushing your buttons. Got a grown man